Ladies, do not get emotional on me. I just need y'all to listen just for a second. Ladies, please do not jump the gun. Now, listen to what I'm about to say. Now, there was a 15-year-old young man destroyed his mother's house. Now, the video just recently went viral. The mother says that it was due to mental illness. Now, I do not take mental illness lightly. I understand that a lot of us overlook mental illness, and mental illness is not treated in a lot of times. I totally get it. I was an educator for 11 years. So, but with that being said, I do, in my experience, know that a lot of times that it's not due to mental illness, but a lack of discipline. And because a kid is acting out or a kid expresses themselves in a certain way, that the school or the parent or the doctor might say that, hey, he has a mental or she has a mental illness. Now, in my opinion, in my expertise, I don't believe that everything is a mental illness. I do believe that there is a level, an aspect of discipline that can correct some issues. I'm not saying all issues, and when I say discipline, I'm not even necessarily talking about a physical discipline. I'm not talking about whooping the kid all the time. Now, I remember when I was in a certain school district, we had a behavior unit, and there was a young man that was on medication. I knew he was on medication. I actually heard his mother in the office complaining about him not being on medication because she was getting a kickback or she was getting paid because her son was on medication. I literally heard this with my own ears, and it baffled my mind that I would want my child on medication because there was a financial kickback to the actual parent. I'm gonna just let that sink in right there. Now, this particular student, now he was known for having physical altercations with the staff. He was known for having physical altercations with other students. A lot of people did not want to deal with him. Now, there was only two people that I know for sure that was not afraid of this young man. It was me and a guy named Mr. G. I'm not gonna say his actual name, but me and him, we had no nonsense when it pertained to this, when it came to this medicated child. Now, I remember vividly, like I said, he would have physical altercations with the staff. Everybody was scared of him. He would walk down the hallways with his shoulders up, head held high, because he was a mental illness kid. Nobody could actually touch him. Nobody could actually correct him. He could basically do what he wanted to do. You have all these staff members, and this kid could walk around and literally do whatever he wanted to do. Now, when he came into my classroom, he had always had escort. He had specific teachers. I mean, he had a staff that was actually delegated to him by himself to watch him. And when he acted up, when he felt like acting up, there's nothing you could do about it. Period. But Mr. G and me, we came to the understanding that we're not going to overlook the mental illness issue. But let me tell you something. When you address me and when you deal with me or when you dealt with us, we're not going to let that medication and you being a mentally ill kid disrespect us, talk to us crazy, or have physical altercations. We're not going to do it. We had no nonsense when it came to this kid. And guess what staff he never played with? Me and Mr. G. Because I can remember vividly, one time he was in my classroom. I said, son, let me tell you something. I see how you treat everybody else. I see how you disrespect everybody else. But son, I'm not going to play with you. If you disrespect me, I'm going to get fired today. I'm telling you that right now. If you talk crazy to me, I'm going to get fired. Just like you crazy, I'm crazy too. I'm letting you know that. You think you crazy. I'm just as crazy. And I don't have a mental illness. So let your mental illness be an excuse for you to get disrespectful. And I'm going to get fired today. I'm telling you right now, young man. You're going to follow my directions when you're in my presence. You're going to do what you know to do what's right. Because anytime that you can make the decision to sit down, stand up, go to the restroom, that lets me know. Or when you can write your name on a piece of paper, that lets me know that you do know how to follow instructions. So the fact that you can follow one directive lets me know that you're not so far gone where you don't understand protocol and you don't understand the rules. So what we're not finna do is let your mental illness be an excuse for you to play with me on no level. And guess what? That young man, when I had that conversation with that young man, he never disrespected me. I never had a physical altercations with him, just like I seen him having with other staff members, and he didn't play with me. Period. So, and he was bigger than me also. So let's just put some more context in. The young man was bigger than me. So, at the end of the day, I'm not going to say that this woman has not been doing her job. I don't know her. I don't know the ins and outs and the details. But what I do know is that if a kid with mental illness can write their name on a piece of paper, if they can stand up when you ask them to stand up, if they can sit down when you ask them to sit down, if they can raise their hand and say, hey, can I go to the restroom? That lets me know that you have a level of consciousness that you know how to follow directions. And anything outside of following directions will not be accepted. Period. So, you can have all the anger issues if you want. If I decide to discipline you or take your phone. But just understand, wherever you act up, that's where we're going to address it. And the level of disrespect and the level of aggression that you address me I'm going to take it up a notch. Period. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to take it up a notch. And I'm going to leave that right there. Now, in my opinion, I believe that the young lady needs to find a mentoring program, a school, boarding school, some type of structure where there's a lot of discipline, especially by men that are bigger than him, that are stronger than him. And I'm not saying that's going to be the all be all in addressing the issue, but we'll be able to see if that mental illness is really a mental illness. And I'm going to just leave that right there. I don't know it all. I don't have all the answers. But hey, that's just my suggestion. Send him to a military school. We're going to see how mentally ill he'll be. And I'm going to leave that right there. See y'all in the next video. Like, share, subscribe.